Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dice Matrix. I wanted to go over a new deck I just got. I did just open it up and I thought it was fantastic. I probably should have just did the live unboxing with you, but I wanted to talk about this, show you all the cards in my cool deck. If I can open this up. KeyForge has this new little sideway thing to store your deck to make it easier. I think I got most of those. Alright, so this new deck that I got is called Gan, the Tanner of Coils. And of course the three houses in this one will be Shadows, Brobnar, and Mars. But let me just go over these three factions real quick. And after I show you each card in here, I'm gonna show you a couple of cool synergies I found in here. Okay, so we have the Shadows here. I've got a couple of these guys, the Lamandra. I don't even know how you say this person's name. But anyway, Lamandra. Anyway, it's Elf Thief. Has deploy, which means is a cool ability. You can deploy this card anywhere in the battle line. Normally you have to add to the right or the left, but you can deploy this in there. And the reason why that's good is because it grants an ability to the neighbors, which is Lamandra's neighbors gain elusive. And he or she has elusive, I think it's a she, has elusive theirselves. So that is a pretty cool one. I got two of those cards. And then this is all out of the Shadows. This is Knuckles Bolton. What a great name. Elf Thief, Elusive, and Skirmish. And these cards are always great because, when they attack, they don't take, damage. And the first time they get attacked during a turn, they don't take damage. So they're kind of really annoying for other people. Sucker Punch. This gives you a amber when you play it. And it's got alpha, so it has to be the very first thing that you do is play this card at the beginning. When you play it, you get to deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. If a creature is destroyed, then you archive this card. I'd have to put this in effect to see how effective I think it is, but there'll be a time where that's useful. It'll keep showing up. That's the word Sucker Punch. So if you anytime you need to name Shadows, you could always use it to finish off. It's like a finisher you could always have access to. Okay, Rigged Lottery. I thought this was an interesting one. You gain an amber for it. When you play it, each player discards the top 5 cards of their deck. For each Shadows cards discarded this way, the owner gains 1 amber. So if you're getting thin into your deck and you realize, gosh, I don't really have, your opponent may not even be playing Shadows, and you're playing Shadows, and you haven't seen hardly any of your Shadow cards, well, then that one will be a good one probably, because it could maybe load you up on some amber. Okay, we got a guy here, Ronnie Wristlocks. He has a power of 2. When you play him, you steal an amber. If your opponent has 7 or more, then you steal 2. Always a good feature to take amber from your opponents. Life for a life. Sacrifice a creature to deal 6 to another creature. That's always a fantastic thing. This might be a guy that I thought was really good. Hold on, I'm trying to get the focus. My phone is just being weird today. This is Brend. He's got a power 3, the Fanatic. Elf Thief, of course, is Skirmish. When you play him, your opponent gains an amber, which it seems kind of bad, but if your guy's ever destroyed, you get to steal 3 amber off of theirs. And you've already put 1 on there, so if he happens to die before that goes, you'll at least get that back. Okay, so we got Special Delivery, which is an Omni item artifact, and this card says that you can sacrifice Special Delivery to deal 3 damage to a flank creature. If this damage destroys that creature, purge it. Now, I've always wanted to, because this game you don't build cards, but if I could build a deck out of mine, I'd want to build stuff to purge my entire, because there's only 36 cards in my opponent's deck, really. I like to build a deck that just continually purges the other player's deck to nothing. That would just be kind of fun. All right, got a Nerve Blast, classic. Yeah, you play still 1 amber. If you do, you get to deal 2 damage to a creature. We have the Miasma, which is always a good one from the original set. Your opponent skips the Forge a Key step next turn. That's an action card. And we have Yancey Gang. It's like Yahtzee, but Yancey Gang, I guess. So he's another Elf Thief. Power 5, which is really nice. And an action, just stealing an amber. So tapping that to steal an amber is really good. All right, over here we have a couple of these guys. I don't know if I'll put them together. There should be 2 in this one. This is Tixel Beambuckler. What a cool name. Power 4. Got actually an armor of 1. You get to deal 2 damage to a creature and move it to either flank of the controller's battle line. So you can kind of mess around with the other person's cards, which is really nice. Here, the mother gun, of course, is from the original set. It's a weapon artifact. You can reveal any number of Mars cards from your hand to deal damage to a creature equal to the number of Mars cards revealed this way. So that's a good build-up for later. We got Xanthix Harvester. It's a beast creature from Mars, and it says that the Harvester cannot be used while it has a non-Mars neighbor. But when you reap, you gain an additional amber, which that is a good ability right there. Okay, what do we got here? We've got Mars needs amber. When you play this, you get an amber, of course, and then it says each damaged enemy non-Mars creature captures 1 amber from their own side. So that's good. That makes your opponent's creatures definitely more targetable to gain amber for yourself. So that's another way to gain it. I'm really liking this deck. There's a lot of possibilities. This is Ixaly, I don't even know. Fixed Finger is a Martian scientist. Power of 2, armor of 2, elusive. So this guy's really not easy to kill. Each other Martian creature gets +1 to their armor. So if you got a little Martian army out there on your battle line, you can really build up some stuff. Now, this is the Collector Worm. He's pretty cool. He's got an armor of 5, so he's hard to get through the armor. It says, archive the creature Collector Worm fights. So you get to archive it. If that creature leaves your archives, then you put it back and say. So this is another way to like kind of snatch creatures off the battlefield. So that's really cool. Okay, this has got a power of 4. Tixel. Oh, this is the Beam Buckler. We already had one of these out. We told you what that guy did. All right, what does this guy do here? All right, this is the Sky Booster Squadron. I thought this was interesting. He's got a power of 4, but when you reap with him, you can fight and do whatever. But if you reap with him, you return them to your hand. So I thought that was an interesting thing. So I'd have to see how that mechanic works out with some of the other cards that I have. This guy, Zizix Shockworm, armor of 1, power of 3. After an enemy creature reaps, stun it. So that's a great one just to have in play. So you know people are going to be coming after this guy because if they want to reap with, unless they got other ways to trick their amber in, but if they're using creatures to get it in, that guy is mean. Okay, this of course this is an old one from the first set. Red Planet Ray Gun. This creature gains reap. Choose a creature, deal 1 damage to that creature for each Mars creature in play, and you get an amber when you play it. Sample collection, classic action. Put an enemy creature into your archives for each key your opponent has forged. If any of those creatures leave your archives, they're put in their hand. So if you want to, this deck has at least 3 cards I've seen so far that really can shorten the other person's deck, which could be good or bad. This action is location, excuse me, this is not an action, it's a location artifact. The action that you can use on the card is discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a Mars card or run out of cards. If you discard a Mars creature this way, put it into your hand. So that's a good way to get it. Now we move into the Brobnar. And I've got Groggins. This guy's pretty cool. There's a bunch of these guys and these creatures I haven't seen before. And I don't know. I just love a lot of these guys. This guy's a giant creature. He's got a power of 8, right? Look how this guy's so beefy. And he says when Groggins is used to fight, it can only attack flank creatures. I got Bramo. It's kind of like Bammo. Power 4, armor of 1. When you play him, deal 2 damage to each enemy flank creature. We got this guy, the Bingle Bang Bang. What a great name. It's like Goblin, Bingle Bang Bang. Before your fight, deal 5 damage to each neighbor of the creature Bingle Bang Bang fights. That is an awesome name. I've actually read that before, but I guess it just never hit me how silly it was. Into the fray. When you play this for the remainder of the turn, a friendly Brobnar creature gains fight ready this creature. We got a Drummer Knot here. Got a power of 6. It's got a play, fight, reap, return a friendly giant creature to your hand. Excellent ability. I'm going to talk about this in a couple of good combos afterwards. This is the Gangler Chieftain. You may ready and fight with a neighboring creature. Power 5. That's always good. Blood Money. Great one. Place 2 amber from the common supply on an enemy creature. So if you're about to fight, and I've got a lot of fat Brobnar people, this will get you 2 amber pretty easily by killing a weaker creature. This pumps up. You get an amber when you play Blood of Titans, increase the power by 5. We got Bramo. Armor 1, power of 4, deal 2 damage to each flank creature. The War Chest, which states it's an item artifact, of course. Gain 1 amber for each enemy creature that was destroyed in a fight this turn. The Brobnar has a lot of synergy, which I'll show you guys in the follow-up here. Screech Bomb, a classic weapon. It has Omni, which, of course, if you guys know, it means you can use it when you call any house. Screech Bomb sacrifice Screech Bomb, your opponent loses 2 amber, so that's a good way to thwart them. Plus, if you notice if you remember, there was I think the one that you lose. They skip a forge key step. So you have a couple of cards that can slow down your opponent. And this is a good one too. If your opponent has 7 or more amber, they lose 4 of it. All right, give me a second. I'm going to set up some, show you some good combos that I found in this set. All right, the first kind of little combo is nice because you've got a couple of these Brobnar ones that we just looked at, but they deal mainly with flank creatures. And if you remember earlier, we had the Tixel Beambuckler that says when you play this card, you get to do damage to a creature and move it to either flank of its controller's battle line. And the nice thing is, Grogan's here, even though he has a power of 8, he may only be used to fight. When it is used to fight, he can only attack creatures on the flank. So you can actually set up a creature you want to get rid of. And even if it was bigger, him with a power of 10, this guy smacks him for 2 when you play. And then next round, he'll be able to fight him, especially if you already have him in play. And then another one also that affects flanks is this moves him to the flank. And this guy deals, when you play him, 2 damage to each flank creature. So that's a nice little combo out of this. Let me show you another one. All right, here in the shadows, kind of a little 3-card nice combo here. And I guess we would start with this card here. So when you play Bryn the Fanatic, of course it's a nice skirmish, but it says when you play, this is where your opponent gains 1 amber. And if it's ever destroyed, you steal 3. Now, if you play this card afterwards, it says play, steal 1 amber from your opponent. It says if it has 7 or more, still 2 instead. So this can help bump up the number. So let's say your opponent already has like 6 amber on his on building on his key in his pool. Then if he has 6 amber in his pool, it says your opponent gains 1 amber. So he has 7 now. Then of course it says still 1. If your opponent has 7, then still 2 instead. So this would drop him from after you do this, he has 6, you pump him to 7, you still 5, brings him down to 5. So now you have 2 more amber. And then you play this one, the Life for a Life, which says sacrifice a creature to deal 6 damage to a creature, which you would just destroy this previous Bryn the Fanatic, which when he's destroyed, you'd steal 3 more. So now he goes from 5 down to 2, and you've attained quite a bit of amber. So you've equalized all the amber with these 3 cards and actually given yourself 1. So you're ready to forge a key, and you've just eliminated almost all the other opponent's amber. So that's a nice little combo out of Shadows out of this deck. Let me show you another one. Okay, I saved the best one for last because it's basically just a 2-card combo. Even though there's some other little combos in here, this is the last one I'm going to show you. But this is my favorite one out of the deck because it requires only the 2 cards. So you have these 2 cards, which is the Ganger Chieftain and the Drummer Knot. Now, it doesn't really matter what order you play these in, you'll be able to do this. And this is what we call a rule of 6 alert, because you're going to be able to repeat a process here a lot. So for instance, just by playing, so it doesn't matter, let's just play one here. So they both have play abilities, but this has 3 different abilities. So this says when I play this card, let me just zoom up here, it says if I play, fight, or reap with this, I get to return a friendly giant creature to my hand. Okay, well that's nice. So if I so he's got almost like an infinite with himself. I mean, not to do a big deal. So let's say I play it, and I have another giant creature maybe in play, I can return that one. But let's say it doesn't matter. Let's say, eventually I play this one here. It says that when you play this card, you can ready and fight with a neighboring creature. Let's just say my enemy does have a creature or even multiple creatures. So this guy has a power 3 on their battle line. Maybe that's the only one over there. So he's got the little Martian guy. So I got this guy, I play him. I bounce back. Let's say I play him first. There's nothing even to ready. I play him. It bounces this guy back because he's a giant, because when I play, right? So when I play him, I can ready and fight. Oh, okay. So now I'm going to fight. I fight this guy, I kill him, I take 3 damage, right? But it says now that when I fight and now I survive the fight, it says that I can return a friendly Brahmanar creature to my hand. Giant creature to my hand. So I'll just return this guy. Oh, when I return, of course he's dead now, I can, ready and fight. And if there was another guy in there, I can fight him and, try to keep him alive so I can deal multiple damage. But let's say you clear off that guy. If there's nobody left, so if you get this early on, like if you get this in your opening hand and your opponent really has no creatures out there or just something small you can kill and keep him alive, then you can reap. So you're like, okay, I'm ready, but there's nothing to fight. And the rules say if there's nothing to fight, you can go ahead and use him to reap. So now I'm going to reap with him. So what should I do with him? Well, when I reap, I can also return a giant creature to my hand. That could be any one of these guys. So, I mean, if I return this guy, big deal. Okay, then I decide to play him. When I play, I return a giant creature to my hand. I return him. Oh, I return him. I bring him up. Oh, there's nothing to fight. I will reap. Boom, 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 reap. And you can remember, you can have the rule of 6 alert, so you can do a combination of playing or using the same card with a title 6 times in a turn. So you could potentially get 5 to 6 good uses out of, like getting Amber out of this guy or trying to wreck a couple of creatures. But what a great 2-card combo. And even if you don't have that, this deck also has an Into the Fray. So like for one good shot here, you can play this ahead of time, and then you can give, unfortunately, if your creature leaves play, I'm sure it won't work anymore because it'll be considered a new state, but it says, for the remainder of the turn, a friendly Brahmanar creature gains fight, ready this creature. So technically, if he just wanted to affect himself, you could do that one time. But what a great 2-card combo. The name of this deck again is Gan, the Tanner of Coils. I really like it. Thanks for watching. This has been a KeyForge Age of Ascension / review of my deck. Thank you so much. Until next time, keeps the dice rolling or the cards flopping.